YouTubers, welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year's. I hope you all got to enjoy the festive season and holiday break. Now I still feel a hangover from the Olympia in December, but the Arnold Classic lineup just got dropped. And let me tell you, this is one hell of a stacked lineup. We'll be seeing a new pro debutante, we will see Maureen and Jen go head to head again, Lauralie is back, where we all know she wasn't quite her consistent self at Olympia. But either way, this is a deep stacked lineup for the bikini division. You have 6 top 10 Olympians competing, and out of the 10 competitors, 9 of them competed at Olympia in December. Now before I get into the competitor lineup, let's just quickly explain the Arnold Classic, in case you're new to the sport or you're still recovering from New Year's Eve. Now the Arnold is the second biggest show of the year behind the Olympia. It will take place in March 3rd to 5th, only 2 months away. So the Arnold Classic is also an invitational only event. So not just anyone can choose to enter. A bikini competitor has to essentially apply and they decide whether they are worthy to be selected. But I'm sure they also give some of the big name competitors a tap on the shoulder saying, you really should enter this event. But without any further ado, let's get into the lineup for 2023, and as of right now, there is just 10 competitors taking the stage. To kick things off, we have your reigning 2022 Arnold Classic champion, Lee Chaparrodos. Now we all know what a year Lauralie had. She took out the biggest shows after the Olympia. She won Arnold, she won the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. The only thing she was really missing was the elusive Olympia title. Now I think Lauralie will come back with a vengeance. We all know Lauralie didn't bring her best package to Olympia. She was off, she seemed flat, she lacked her usual posing confidence. But you cannot write off Lauralie for this show. This girl is a killer in any show she enters, and I know she won't make the same mistake as Olympia. We all know how good she is. We all know her crazy potential. She has an incredible physique. She's already won the Arnold title before. I think Lauralie will be out for redemption and will bring in her signature amazing overall package, and is definitely a fan favorite. Now second on the list, we have none other than our newest Bikini Olympia champion, Maureen Blanquisco. What a year for Maureen. She's another standard of the bikini division, and we're going to see her grace the stage at this show. What else can we say about Maureen? She should be considered the favourite heading into this show. She has the perfect balance and symmetry. She's got a sauciness to her posing. She's got those round muscle bellies which give her the cartoonish 3D look. And she absolutely nailed her conditioning for what the judges are after in bikini. Maureen is a class act, but this is still a deep lineup with many incredible competitors hot on her heels. She's got to put her foot down and is going to have to come in at 100% to take home the Arnold Classic title. It's great to see our third competitor back on the stage, and that is Jennifer Dorie. When Jen won Olympia in 2021, we didn't get to see her compete again until the last Olympia in 2022. I'm really happy she chose to do this show because I know us, the fans, want to see the best caliber athletes compete at these top shows. We want the deepest lineups possible. Now we all know Jen came in second at the last Olympia to Maureen, with what many would say was her best physique to date. But I know Jen is competitive, and she will be pulling out all the stops to take home this title. Looking at the judges' feedback, it would appear they want her to come in a touch softer and make some minor adjustments to her mandatory poses, even though I actually prefer the more shredded look on her personally. We all know Jen has one of the most crazy structures and developed physiques in the game, and I can't wait to see her and Maureen up against each other at this show. The next competitor who was invited should be no surprise to you, Kaltwasser. Ashley has been competing at the Arnold year after year and has taken home the title in the past. As you probably know, Ashley had also had a standout 2022, but again, this should not be a surprise to you. She won multiple shows and third at the 2 biggest shows being the Arnold and the Olympia. Her consistency, work ethic and experience on these big stages are a big asset. After her 3rd place finishes, I'm interested to see if she can crack into that top 2 or even win the title. However, on paper, this will be tough going up against Maureen, Jen and Lauralie. But never count Ashley out, because if any of these competitors slip up, you know she always comes in 90 to 100% on point at every show. At Olympia, she brought in a remarkable package, my personal favourite package of hers to date. She has been working on bringing up her delts further to bring in an overall better balance, and I know she'll also be in the mirror finessing her posing routine. The fifth competitor on the list is another OG competitor in India, Paulino. She returned to the life of competing last year, where she seamlessly transitioned back into the swing of things, even with the drastic evolution of the bikini division since she left. I must also point out that India is actually a former Arnold champ, winning the title in 2013. And I'm sure this played a part in her getting an invite, as let's face it, it's pretty cool to see many former Arnold winners battling it out on stage to again regain that title. Indy is well developed both in her upper and lower body, so I would say her balance is there. But the only thing that could hold her back in this lineup is her waist, not being as tight as the others, making her taper not as striking. But with that being said, she has killer stage presence, and I'm keen to see her improvement since Olympia, and I hope she proves me wrong. The next competitor who will be stepping on the Arnold stage is Ellie Fernandez from Mexico. Ellie is another one where the word consistency immediately comes to mind, as she is always up there in those top call-outs at pro shows. But I do want to know if she can take that next step and knock off one of the top name bikini competitors. This will be a great test for her, because unlike the Olympia, where there was over 50 competitors, this list only has 10. So she'll get a better look in with the judges, and there is a higher likelihood that she'll get to be in the comparison rounds against the big names like Maureen, Jen, Ashley and Lauralie. So I'm really excited to see Ellie do her thing on stage, because I absolutely love her structure. I'm over the moon about this addition to the Arnold lineup, with Evie Escandar from Spain being on the list. I was rooting for Evie to make a splash at Olympia last year and crack into that top 10. As we know, this did not eventuate, so I'm certain she'll be pushing to rewrite history at the Arnold. Like Maureen and Ellie, Evie is a shorter, more compact competitor with a bubbly muscle look. So I'd actually love to see these three be compared next to each other. Here's hoping. So in 2022, I feel like a fire ignited in Evie, because she had a really dominating season where her name was always there in that top 3, excluding the Olympia. I really think Evie is now in the prime of her career, and she's found that perfect look and balance to her physique. I'm also hoping that being a smaller show, we will see her get a better looking from the judges, and I truly believe that she can stand toe to toe with the top tier athletes. I'm such a big fan of Evie, you guys, one of the nicest competitors you'll ever meet. Our 8th competitor is another top 10 Olympian, Romina Basualdo, hailing out of Argentina. Cracking into the top 10 is a big deal, so clearly the judges were impressed with the package she brought in. Her delts are to die for, and you can see she has that muscle maturity on her overall physique. I mean, she always seems to be on everyone's radar at shows, because she executes a great posing routine and brings in the right amount of conditioning and fullness. If you go for the Olympia alone, you'd have to say she'll come in that top 6, as 5 other competitors on this list beat her. However, as we know, this rationale is flawed, especially in bikini. How often do we see a competitor improve their placing significantly from one show to the next? Romina is also pure class, and I can't wait to see what she brings in and what changes she makes for this show. The 9th competitor is none other than Phoebe Hagan, who I can definitely say is one of the fan favourites in bikini. Phoebe had her best competitive year to date in 2022, with show wins and taking out 7th spot at the O. And keep in mind, this was her first ever Olympia, so this just makes this achievement even more impressive. No stage fright for Phoebe on the big stage, which is going to help heading into the Arnold. And there's no denying her improvements have come down to her putting in the hours, refining her physique, and improving every factor that comes into play in the bikini world. Her transformation from 2021 to 2022 is just insane. She even had more muscle development to balance out her structure. You can see how much her glutes had developed, and she nailed her conditioning last year. which was a challenge for her in 2021. And she really came into her own last year. And I think we haven't seen the finished product yet, but I do think she needs to beat out one of the bigger named competitors at this show to level up for the next tier. Last on the list we have YUKACHI, and to be honest, I don't know too much about YUKACHI, but I do know she actually won the 2022 Arnold Amateur Bikini overall title. So in one short year later, she'll be stepping on the same stage, but as a pro. This is a bit of a surprise addition to the list, a real dark horse, as historically we see more of the big names on the pro scene get an invite. But hey, I like it. I like that we have invited the big names, but also many international competitors as well as a new pro. No doubt this will be a huge moment for YUKACHI, and it will be so cool being up there with some of the biggest names on one of the most prestigious stages in the sport. Either way, I think she'll take a lot out of this show, and what improvements she'll need to make to go head to head with the best in the world. Overall, I'm really happy about this lineup. I would have loved to see Amy and Taraji Hill also in this lineup, but hey, we can't win them all. But I'm super keen to see how this will play out. Will the placings be the same as Olympia, or will we see some more surprises? Will we see a former champ take home the crown once again, or will there be a new winner? So many possibilities, which we'll be lucky enough to watch unfold. I will make a predictions video on this closer to the date once we see how each of the competitors are progressing. But guys, let me know what you think the top 5 will be in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate your support. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow me on Insta, all the nice stuff. I hope you're all safe and well. Over and out from Bikini Nation.